Welcome to It All Starts With You. I'm your host, Eileen Lemmelman, licensed clinical social worker, best-selling author, and motivational speaker. We'll share stories of hope, perseverance, and success that will inspire you to live a meaningful life. This show will motivate you, educate you, and encourage you to manifest your dreams into reality at any age. Because it all starts with you. Now on to the show. Hello there. I have some unbelievable news to share with you. I'm a grandma for the fourth time. Yes, 2 weeks ago I had a new granddaughter. She is beautiful, and I'm so happy to report that both mommy and baby are doing well. She arrived 7 pounds, 3 ounces, and at her first pediatrician appointment, she weighed in at a fantastic 8 pounds. We are so thrilled. My daughter is such a good and caring mother, and I am beaming with pride and happiness. So as I have said, I have 4 grandchildren now, and I witnessed all of their births. I witnessed all 3 of their births and now the 4th birth. But this one was different. I have to tell you, this one, I was so present for this birth. I was so mindful and in this moment, and it was such a different experience. I used all of my senses. I looked at my beautiful baby girl. She was perfectly formed. What a miracle of life and creation she was. I used my breath, I used my smell. Couldn't get that word out, but I'm getting it there. I used my smell. I smelled the top of her head. Oh my goodness. Do you know what I'm talking about when you smell the top of a baby's head? It's so sweet. It's so, so beautiful. I just wish that that smell could be duplicated and put in a bottle. I know it would be a bestseller. And I used my hearing. I heard her breathe. I heard her cry. I heard her suck her nipple with the milk coming through. I heard her burp. And I knew that all of her organs were working beautifully. I felt her skin. Oh, that unblemished, that flawless, beautiful, velvety, silky, satiny skin. It is just unbelievable. And with each new grandchild, I continue to be amazed. But this one, like I said, was particularly amazing because I was so mindful. I was so present. All my mindfulness work is really working. And it does work. When you are present in the moment, you experience something very different than if you just sort of like look in a detached way or just say, oh yeah, okay, this is okay. No, be embodied with every experience you have because this made it so special. But with each new grandchild, I am continually amazed at the remarkable strength of a woman. Women's strength is unbelievable, but you know, when a pregnant woman is really looked at, it's remarkable. She gains blood, she gains weight, she gains volume. Her uterus, who starts out the size of a pear, grows to a full baby, 7, 8, or 9 pound baby. How adaptable, how resilient is a woman's body? Wow, and it's so strong, right? And in addition to physical strength, A woman is really required to go through so many emotional changes during pregnancy. The anxiety and overwhelming feeling of this impending motherhood and childbirth can be really overwhelming. But usually, and my daughter did, she came through and she rose to the challenge and she emerged even more strong and confident than she was before. Overall, a woman's body during pregnancy is a testament to the strength and adaptability of the human body. While pregnancy can be challenging, it's also a time of growth and transformation and can very often bring out the best in a woman. So moms, I see you and I'm applauding you. And I am saying thank you to all the moms out there. But I don't know why I'm so surprised that my daughter is so strong and that she came through with such resiliency and such grace and such strength. I come from a long line of strong women. The foundation of my being, my wholeness, my everything is knowing who I am and where I come from and how far I have to go. Connecting to the long line of strong women in my family really makes me feel like I'm not alone, like I am being held by generations of strength. And I'm thinking really in particular about my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother, who was determined to create a better life for her family. She was really drawn to come to this country, the land of liberty and justice and freedom, and a place where all things are possible. She was leaving the Ukraine because of anti-Semitism, really growing anti-Semitism, and also volatile, violent pogroms that really were deadly for a lot of Jews in the Ukraine. But she had this unbelievable fortitude. Wait, did I mention that she was 9 months pregnant? Oh my goodness, she was 9 months pregnant and she was bringing her pregnant belly and a few children on this ship to America. She had such fortitude, such determination, such courage to get on a ship, not knowing necessarily what she was going to. I mean, she was going to, a promise that freedom and justice was around the corner in the United States of America, but she didn't know really what she was going to. She was going to the unknown. She didn't know how she was going to support her children. Lo and behold, wouldn't you know it, she gave birth on the ship on the way to this country. Yes, she gave birth to my grandma on the ship. That's a whole other beautiful, beautiful story of love, community, and support for my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and everybody on the ship just gathered around it. I want to tell that story one day. But I really just wanted you to get an idea of the long line of strong women I come from. And as I'm talking to you and all women, I'm thinking about all women and the strength that we really have within us to endure many changes in our life, both physically, emotionally, right, that we endure throughout our lives. Our entire life as women. requires us to cope with so much, to cope with physical changes, to cope with emotional changes. So whether you're menstruating or you're in menopause, your body will be experiencing a variety of changes. And we have to really constantly transform and really change with what's going on with our body. So it is as if we are stepping onto a ship, like my great-grandmother did, stepping on to this ship, to the unknown, every time our body experiences something new. And we need courage and fortitude to face each change that we endure as we go through life. But let me tell you something. I want to just let you know you're not alone. I have a whole community of people, of women, to support you, to encourage you, to help you learn, to help you grow, and to help you really endure whatever you are going through. You need to get on my website, eileenlemelman.com, and join my subscription, which is a beautiful way to engage with other women, to learn, to share, to be really bolstered up in your, in your own emotions. So look on my website, eileenlemelman.com, and join my subscription so that you'll get all kinds of tips and tools and techniques, because not only am I a woman and I can relate to what you're going through, but I'm a therapist also. So I have meditations, I have all kinds of tips and tools and techniques to help you as you go through the different phases of your life. But as I looked at the miracle of birth and the arrival of our beautiful baby girl, I was also celebrating myself, the grandma, right? The grandma who's continuing to witness body changes in myself and also emotional changes. And also not only be really mindful of who I am as a woman, but really as a grandma. That requires a whole different kind of approach to life. Really setting aside time and being mindful with the grandchildren is something that is beautiful. I know with my kids, I was a lot of times rushed, and I was crazed with getting things done and errands done and making dinner and making sure the kids' homework was done and making sure the clothes were clean. I don't have to worry about any of that with my grandchildren. I can be really present with them. We play all kinds of make-believe, we read, I set aside time for sleepovers. This is how we really can relive and reparent ourselves, our children, and our grandchildren. It's a beautiful thing. And that's something else that we talk about in my community. So, you know what? We're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we will continue talking about new beginnings, clean slates, fresh starts, right after this message. So stay tuned.
Palermo, Landsman & Ross is a full-service tax and accounting firm located in Cooper City, Florida. For over 35 years, they have been assisting clients worldwide with solutions to assist clients with income tax planning, bookkeeping, consulting, and complex accounting issues. With constant tax law and rule changes, you need a competent, professional, and responsive accounting firm to have your back year-round. Please visit www.plrcpas.com to learn more about Palermo, Landsman & Ross and the services they offer.
Eileen Lemelman is a highly experienced licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist, offering 30 years of insight into the healing of trauma, anxiety, and depression. With a patient and individualized approach tailored to every client's needs, Eileen leads her patients on a journey of self-discovery and healing, with the goal of ultimately achieving balance, joy, and fulfillment in life. No matter how old you are, it's never too late to live a passionate, happy life. Eileen is ready to support you on your journey to healing. Contact Eileen Lemmelman today at 631-988-8453 to schedule your appointment today.
You're watching It All Starts With You with Eileen Lemmelman. To join in the conversation, give us a call at 888-994-4995, Studio A. Now back to the show. Hi, we're back here and we are talking today about birth, new beginnings. We're talking about fresh beginnings. Isn't it unbelievable that the birth of my granddaughter coincides with the Jewish New Year, which is all about reflecting on new beginnings, fresh starts, clean slates, and how we can really begin a new year in a new way. So as I usher in, and those of you who celebrate the new year, I want to share some, I'm giving you some homework to do. So I want to share some journal prompts that will help you to be self-reflective, introspective, and start really kind of figuring out how you want to start the new year. Listen, as Jews, we have two New Years, right? We have the Jewish New Year and we have the secular New Year. So we get to celebrate two times. But it doesn't mean you can't join in. And it doesn't mean you can't also begin this time of self-reflection. I mean, as we start approaching the winter months and as we start approaching fall and Thanksgiving and the holidays, and if you celebrate Christmas, you start really reassessing what it is that you want to accomplish before the end of the year. And for my Jewish friends, you can do this as a way of journaling and doing some prompts right before Rosh Hashanah. So let me give you some journal prompts, okay? So I want you to take out a piece of paper and write this down. I want you to tell me something that you have achieved this year. I want you to tell me something that you have wanted to do this year. I want you to tell me what you could still become. I want you to tell me what you could be better at. And I want you to tell me something that you could really do. Keep asking yourself these questions over and over and over. Write the answer over and over and over, because you would be surprised. Every time you ask yourself this question, something new will be uncovered and revealed. And, if you continue to do this, you're going to be so surprised at what comes up for you. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn new things about yourself. It's a time right now, at the end of the summer, we've all been late, had kicks back and, been by the pool and had all kinds of vacations for those of you who do summer vacations. Now is the time to really get serious about what you want the rest of this year to look like and what it is that you want to achieve before the end of the year. It's unbelievable when you have a new baby, a grandchild. It marks time. And, you really realize that in the blink of an eye, you go from your child at newborn to 5 to 15 to 35. And if you don't really connect to yourself in a mindful way, you will have lost all of that. So while I was talking earlier about being mindful and smelling and tasting and touching and looking and witnessing, I want you to also answer these questions. So let me repeat them for you. Tell me something you have achieved this year. Tell me something you wanted to do this year. Tell me something you still could become. Tell me something you could be better at. And tell me something that you could really do. So, as a grandmother, I also love carrying down traditions. Do you have traditions in your family? Do you have traditions in your life? So, of course, around the holiday time, this is when we get really connected to traditions. And you know what is a beautiful thing to do with your grandchildren? Bake, cook something. There's nothing like the smells of your childhood. When I was growing up, if I smelled something in the house like chicken soup, I knew that it was either Sabbath or it was holiday. And all I have to do is start cooking chicken soup, and my soul, my being connects to the smells of my childhood. Puts me right back to when I was a kid. That's why they say when you try to sell a house, you should always have something baking in the oven, like with cinnamon or vanilla, because people relate to smells. And food is really such an amazing way to connect to traditions. So I love to cook with my grandchildren. As a matter of fact, when I was in Austin, Texas, just a couple of weeks ago when my granddaughter was born, I was baking with my granddaughter. So we have this tradition. We bake banana muffins. And of course, what's banana muffins without chocolate chips? And she loves that. She calls me Mams, and she says, Mams, let's make banana muffins. And we do. But also during the holidays, you know how important it is to create these smells, these traditions. I love one particular, because apples are very, very important in this holiday. Apples dipped in honey, because we want everyone to have a sweet year, and apples are so important. So if you go either subscribe to my subscription box or ask for my newsletter, I'll share some recipes that you will love to bake. Not only for Rosh Hashanah, but for any time, especially with the fall coming up and people love apple cider and anything apple. With Thanksgiving coming up, you can make whatever I have posted on my newsletter. So reach out to me. Let's get you connected to my group. I really want you to be a part of it. Remember, EileenLemelman.com is where we can get connected, where you can get a newsletter, where you can get your subscription box, and where you can connect to me, Eileen Lemelman. So I'm not going to give you the recipe because I want you to get on the website and I want you to connect to me. So you know how I always love to end my show with affirmations. And so, not that I'm ending yet, but I do want to give you this affirmation that I think is so apropos this season, especially when I was talking about miracles and new beginnings and fresh starts. And I was talking about the Jewish New Year. And, so I want you to use this affirmation. You know what I've said about affirmations. Affirmations are intentions and purpose that you give yourself throughout your day. And when you give yourself intention and purpose, you create sort of like this structure for yourself. You make promises to yourself when you wake up in the morning with intentions and purpose. And when we make a promise to ourselves and we commit to ourselves and we have this affirmation in the morning and we follow through with it, that's the way we build self-confidence and self-esteem. So we need to start each day with intention and purpose. And I love this affirmation for women to really use in their life, because you know how we're always putting ourselves down. We're always saying, well, I shouldn't say always. There are some women who do love their body, but generally speaking, women are really critical of their bodies and of what they don't have. And so when we give ourselves affirmation, intention, and purpose, and positive kinds of things that we say to ourselves, we are telling ourselves that we matter, that we really are important, that we are changing the way we think to positivity. And that increases our self-esteem. It's like depositing in the self-esteem bank, because very often we're depleting, we're taken out. So listen to this affirmation. It's, I love myself just as I am. Thank you, God, for making me just as I am. Isn't that beautiful? We don't have to be anything other than what we are. We can love ourselves just as we are, with no criticism, no judgment. We can really embrace ourselves. And if you can't, remember to connect to me in my group, in my community, because in this way you will have a whole community of women to support you, raise you up, and really continue to tell you that you are enough just as you are. We as women go through so much. Our bodies go through so much. And guess what? You are enough just as you are. A quote that I love is, I am woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. It's Maya Angelou said that. I love Maya Angelou. She has so many quotable quotes that, about women and about being in love with yourself as a woman. So pick up some of Maya Angelou's stuff and read it. You will definitely be inspired, empowered, and emboldened by a powerful woman such as Maya Angelou. So I'm wishing you all fresh starts, new beginnings, clean slates, and I'm wishing all of you who celebrate a sweet and healthy and happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. And remember, ladies, it all starts with you. And that's all for today. Join us next time as we create a community that helps you feel accepted for being yourself, giving and receiving unconditional support for each other as we connect and inspire one another. And remember, it all starts with you.